Hey everyone, it's Hans, and welcome back. If you've been following my channel for some time, you'll know that I have a tendency towards buying special edition consoles. Whether it's Nintendo with the Animal Crossing New Horizons edition, or PlayStation with the 500 million limited edition, or Xbox, whereby I had a whole lot of Xbox 360 variants, most notably the Halo ones. And in terms of Xbox One X, I had the Xbox Scorpio edition as well as the Battlefield 5 Gold Rush edition, which I didn't actually unbox for the channel, but I don't have it anymore anyway since it was stolen. With that in mind, and given how I've needed to replace all of the goods that were stolen, I had a look at what was available for the Xbox One X. And as luck would have it, there was the brand new Gears 5 limited edition. And it was on special. It was only retailing for 5,999 South African rands, which is roughly $350 US, which in my opinion was an absolute bargain. So I went ahead, I bought it, and now we have this video where I'm going to show you what I like most about it and why I think this is most likely one of the best limited edition Xbox consoles ever made. Yes, ever made. In terms of packaging, the box for the console actually has a sleeve over it. Now on this sleeve, you can clearly identify that not only is this an Xbox, but it's the Gears 5 limited edition variant. Both sides of the sleeve are identical, and once slipped off, there are two additional graphics on the actual box itself. The first is very similar to the sleeve, whereas the other side of the box clearly showcases the major characters from the Gears franchise, most notably Kate Diaz, who is the protagonist in Gears 5, as well as the return of Marcus Phoenix. And anyone who's played any of the previous titles will know just how important his character is. The sides and bottom of the box have the normal regulatory information, and the top continues the same wonderful icy motif that is seen on the rest of the packaging. When opening the box, you're immediately greeted with another Gears 5 Omen logo, as well as packaging to help you get started in terms of setting up the Xbox One X. It also includes 1 month of Xbox Game Pass, 1 month of Xbox Live Gold, and codes for every single title in the Gears franchise, from 1 through to 5, and they're all the Ultimate Edition. Something that I really like about this packaging, and this differs a lot to previous limited editions in the past, is how the icy motif from the outside of the box is actually printed on the inside as well. And I know it's a small thing, but it's just that kind of attention to detail that I really like, and it just impresses me. Once you've removed the getting started guide and all of the other paperwork, you'll have immediate access to the console. In addition to the console, there are also 2 extra boxes. There is one that harbors the controller, batteries for the controller, power cables, and included HDMI cable. And then there's an extra box which has a vertical stand for the Xbox One X, and I really dig that because it's one of the few limited editions that actually includes the stand. And I completely understand why, because once you see what this console looks like, you're absolutely going to want to display it. Given the theme of ice for this Gears 5 limited edition Xbox One X bundle, it is quite clear that the Xbox One X controller has been given a very similar treatment. So it's adorned with a really wonderful sort of grey-blue paint scheme. If you look really closely, it has some snow splatter on the controller. But something that I like most about it is that a lot of the decals and the lines that you see on the controller are actually etched into it. So these are not just painted on, you can actually feel them on the controller. And it gives the controller a very premium feel to it, and it also makes it quite unique in this regard. In addition to that, the Gears logo underneath the Xbox logo is metallic, and it feels great, and it's just a really cool and unusual detail on this controller which sets it apart from other collector's editions. It should also be worth noting that the menu and hamburger button, I don't really know what else to call it, have a yellowish accent to them, which again makes them stand out. In addition to that, the analog sticks have a wonderful navy blue coloring to them, which is quite striking in the right light, and that same color also appears on the 2 main triggers on the controller itself. And this electric blue color is wonderfully contrasted against the rest of the controller's varying grays. and it really just gives it such a striking look to it. If you turn the controller around and look underneath, you'll also find a locust sigil, and this emulates the console, which we'll see in a little bit. Much like the newer Xbox One wireless controllers, this controller also has that diamond design to give the controller a wonderful grip. Overall, I really like this controller. I think it's beautiful in terms of this color scheme. Now, I am partial to the color blue, so having that color mixed with wonderful hues of gray really just makes the control pop, and I really dig it. Now, if you thought the controller was impressive, wait until you've had a look at the console. So the first thing you'll notice on the console is the Gears Omen sigil. When you take this Gears 5 limited edition Xbox One X out for the first time, I can guarantee you will be blown away. Now, depending on your orientation, if you've got it horizontally, you'll see this on the top. If you have it vertically, you'll see it on the right of the console. Either way, it is a truly stunning and striking visual element. And this is for a variety of reasons. First of all, there is the most incredible paintwork on this console. There are a variety of grays on it, from light grey, dark grey, and some even with a bit of a bluish tinge, all embracing this icy motif. So with this in mind, there are a variety of cracks on the console, and much like the controller, these cracks are etched into the console. Granted, most people won't be feeling up their console, but it's such a great detail that these cracks are real ones, actually etched into the plastic of the console. And as a result, it gives the console a really sort of beautiful, lifelike feel, whereby if you had to look at it really quickly, you could mistake it for being a piece of ice. And there's another reason for this, and this is because the Gears Omen on the top of the console is actually see-through, and it has the most wonderful 3D effect. I don't know if anyone out there remembers Microsoft Zune, where they had that like dual color paintwork, where at one moment it's brown, the next moment it's green, and it had this wonderful like 3D layer to it. It seems like Microsoft has taken that visual design and implemented on the Gears 5 Xbox One X. Because if you have a really close look at the Gears Omen sigil on the top of the console, you'll see it has a wonderful three-dimensional feel and look to it, whereby it feels and looks like ice, which goes with the whole motif of the console. And honestly, I was truly surprised when I saw that, because at first I thought it was just a random paint job. But on closer inspection and seeing the 3D element to it, I really realized this is something special. This isn't just a quick run-of-the-mill limited edition. It is very clear that Microsoft and the developers of Gears 5, the Coalition, have put a lot of love and thought and care into the design of this collector's edition, and it really shows. So from the wonderful 3D motif of the Gears Omen, through to the etched cracks, and even through to the splotches of ice and snow on the console, it really is something special. And that's not all. Now, if you look at the bottom of the console, you'll see a rose gold locust sigil, which has been sprayed with some kind of a snow or melting ice effect. In addition to that, the bottom of the console has a wonderful feel. It actually has a texture. On the back of the console, you'll see all of the traditional Xbox One X input and outputs. However, these I/O ports have now been labeled in the same wonderful rose gold as that locust sigil. From a design and visual perspective, that pretty much sums up everything to do with this Gears 5 limited edition Xbox One X. But there's more. Turning the console on and off actually has its own unique sound, straight from the Gears franchise. When powering on the console, you'll hear this. And when powering off the console, you'll hear this. And there you go. That's everything to do with this Xbox One X Gears 5 limited edition. So although I have a tendency towards buying limited edition consoles, I'll be perfectly honest, I didn't really have an interest in buying the Gears 5 limited edition Xbox One X. I mean, for a start, the PS4 Pro and Xbox One X are pretty expensive. So if you already have one of these consoles, there's really no need to purchase another one. Of course, if you're in a situation like me, where everything kind of got stolen, then sure, you may have the opportunity to buy one of these. And if you do, and you can get it for sale in much the same way that I did, I can honestly say, do it, because it blew my mind, and I am honestly really happy to have one of these now. Well, here's hoping that maybe Microsoft will produce a limited edition Xbox Series X towards the end of 2020, because if they do, you know I'm going to be buying one of those. Well, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, you know what to do, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Ciao for now. Doing this is a mission. That's what this is.